Welp, if you're looking for iPhone 12 stuff, you're in the right place. I have for you your first real look at camera features, display features, and also the first real video of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I know what you're thinking, this is probably clickbait. Well, we'll see. Want tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Then hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications because you're stuck inside right now. You don't got a choice. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to FPT, Front Page Tech, Fa-pa-ta, the show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek, that is me, to another, that is you. Crazy episode for you today, so we're just gonna skip the fancy stuff. Let's just get right into the show. Okay, so, holy shit, hang in there for me because I'm about to dump a lot of info on you. Now, for context, the device and software that I'm about to show you is from a PVT iPhone 12 Pro Max unit. PVT stands for Product Validation Testing. It's one of the very last steps before mass production of a device. Usually, the volume of this batch is about 5 to 10% of what they would make for actual final mass production. So if you didn't know the significance of this, that's what we're looking at. PVT is basically the last step before mass production of a device. That part is really important. It's important for you to know that mass production for these phones has not begun yet. They're running a bit behind this year, which I have been trying to tell you for like 6 months. But of course, no one believed me. Either way, mass production should start next month. What that means is that what I'm about to show you isn't quite final, but like, it's pretty damn close to what's actually gonna ship out. Here are your first software screenshots. What you see here are screenshots of software from the PVT device running PVT software, so you'll see references to that. This is intended for the engineers behind the scenes to be able to test hardware features. In this camera settings page, there's a lot, and it confirms a few things for us. First, LiDAR assisted autofocus. So, yep, there you go. LiDAR is in fact confirmed this year, at least for the Pro Max model, that 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max. LiDAR is there. The source that sent me this only has the 6.7-inch Pro Max model, so they aren't aware of what the PVT models for like the regular iPhone 12 Pro looks like, or if there's a LiDAR sensor there. All we know is for sure LiDAR on the Pro Max. We can also see brand new video recording modes like 4K at 120 frames per second, as well as slow motion 4K 240 frames per second. Yes please, I want that. Below that is enhanced night mode, advanced noise reduction, and bit depth video. Oh, and zoom. Next up, and this is the juicy part, let's talk about display settings, shall we? A few days ago, I told you not to give up on 120 Hz on iPhone 12 Pro. This was after most other leakers said that Apple already gave up on 120 Hz and that it definitely wasn't happening. We saw all sorts of articles being like, nope, not gonna happen. So of course, even after I sent out my tweet and after the episode that we did a couple days ago about not giving up on 120 Hz quite yet, a lot of people didn't believe me. Still was like, nah, the other leaker says it's not coming. Yeah, not happening. So, you know, that's fine. I can understand why you would question it. So, how about pictures? How about proof to back up my claim? Here you go, display settings for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yes, settings in the PVT models allow for 120 Hz refresh rate. It is important to note, though, that not all PVT units that engineers have support 120 Hz. But what I'm told, about half of them do. So about half of all those PVT devices do support 120 Hz, which tells us that even up to the very last minute, Apple is still testing 120 Hz. They are really pushing it on this one, trying to get 120 Hz out the door. Now, you might remember on the last episode of this show, I quoted a source of mine saying 120 Hz is running just fine on iPhone 12 Pro Max with a manual toggle in settings. And if we flip back to the screenshot, yeah, there you go. In this screenshot, you can see the toggle for 120 Hz, the manual toggle, as well as the manual toggle for adaptive refresh rate, dropping the device's display from 120 Hz down to 60 Hz in some instances, depending on what's on the screen, in order to preserve battery life. But wait, I I'm not done. I know some of you won't believe the screenshots, which is understandable because screenshots are screenshots and screenshots can be faked, right? Right. So here is a video of the actual device showing those same settings. We had the source film this unit in a dark room so that we could see the display clearly. What you're looking at is a 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max. Again, it's a PVT unit, so it's in a PVT case, which is a stealth case that fits around the device to protect the final design from leaking out. What it doesn't cover, and what it doesn't protect from leaking out, is the notch. Regardless of what you've seen with other prototype renders, this is the final design. This is the final notch. It's just about the same size, but it appears a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller, just a tad, and that's actually an illusion because the screen is a little bit larger, and so the notch appears smaller. It's like a little Tim Cook illusion for us. A little tricky trick Apple pulled off. Internally, that true depth camera array is just about unchanged. Also, according to the source, Face ID not only works better and faster, which is expected, but it also unlocks at a wider variety of angles for you. So even if it's laying flat on a table, you should be fine. It should see your face and unlock. Also, according to this source, bezels are noticeably thinner. So that's sort of what you're seeing here. Because the bezels are a little bit smaller, the display is a little bit bigger, and it makes that notch look a little bit smaller. Underneath the PVT case, though, the source says, yes, the sides are flat, similar to what we had with the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5, that sort of stuff. But the display, the edges of the glass curve ever so slightly. So it's not a hard cutoff. It's not completely squared off. Also, according to the source, the camera module on the back is about 10% larger, takes up 10% more space than on the 11 Pro Max. Also noted is the weight. The source says it's actually a little bit, at least feels, a little bit lighter than the 11 Pro Max, which could be an indication that the battery is a little smaller, but also means that the material on the sides is just thinner and lighter. There you go, your first real look at all the shit. You're welcome. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Internet, do with this what you will. It's gonna be a crazy day, I know. That's it. Sorry, Tim.